All right. You have the Chariot. The Chariot is Cancer's card. You could be dealing with a Cancer or water sign. Any water sign for that matter, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, but the Chariot does represent Cancer. Just a little bit on that as well. I actually like the Chariot because it's forward movement. So whether it's forward movement with this person or forward movement just in general, you're not stalling. You're not sitting here like, crying over spilled milk, if that makes sense. This is I've got things to do. It could just be busy plans, busy holiday. It could be that you have, a lot on your plate, period. It doesn't necessarily have to be relationship-wise, but the Chariot, this card always tells me, it always symbolizes for me that when the tough gets going, or when the going gets tough, the tough get going, but in a really good way. Some people look at that as like they're running in the opposite direction, but this means you're running towards something. So either there's communication here, there's going to be some sort of communication, or you're just kind of on your Chariot going, look, I'm moving forward. If you can find it, at some point we can come together to where you can ride it with me, or we can make this, cohesive, then fantastic. And if not, I'm still moving forward. Like you're not looking back. You're not crying over spilled milk, if that makes sense. You're just kind of like, all right, let's get this show on the road, regardless of whether we get back together or not. I have things to do, people to see. You get my point. All right. The next card you have is your current position coming into the month, and you have the Empress, which again tells me that this is a lot of, soul searching energy. I feel very much like this is soul searching. The Empress is all about Mother Nature, nurturing, one with, in tune with the universe, spirituality. So some of you may be planning like, okay, we are coming up on a new year. So let's get cracking here. What are we doing? Where are we going? What do I want? What feels good to me spiritually? Some of you may just be tackling spirituality, period, because for whatever reason, they just keep taking or telling me like, there's a bigger picture here that you're starting to like focus on or starting to understand. Maybe some of you, bounced from any type of spiritual connection with the universe, with God, with whatever you believe in. And you're finally saying, okay, this new year is a revelation to embrace that. This new year is a revelation to say, no, you know what? I'm here. I'm the Empress. I'm on higher ground right now. I'm high vibration and I'm making things, making things better. I mean, she's warm, compassionate. Now he or she, I don't apply sex to the cards, but she's just this is radiating, and there's love here, self-love, lots of different love for other people. So I think you're just in a really good place, Gemini, where it's like, you're not dwelling on the who did what to who. You're not dwelling on the if they come back, if they don't. You're just in a good spot. You're ending this year on a high note, or at least you're trying to, and then coming into the new year on an even higher note. All right. So the next card is how you're feeling coming into the month. And you have the Two of Wands. Makes perfect sense. So I feel like a lot of you are not in communication with this person because, or if you are, it's not in communication of making plans to go forward together at the moment, because the Two of Wands is representative of growth, planning, but goals. And this is goals for yourself. If it was the Three of Wands, that's partnership and starting to plan together. The Two of Wands is you saying, again, going along with the Chariot very nicely, I'm moving. Like I'm moving. And so for some of you, maybe you're actually physically moving, but this is your Chariot's taking off. You're going. Like with or without you. I am no longer compromising the things I want in life. No longer compromising what type of behaviors I will accept, how I will be treated. Like there is no compromise for Gemini this month. I feel like you're zooming towards the finish line, the end of the year, new goals ahead, new things coming. And you're not stopping and waiting for anybody to figure out what the fuck they want. You're figuring out yourself. Oh yeah. And by the way, I kind of have a little bit of a sailor mouth, I guess, or whatever they call it. Somebody complained last month about it, and I apologize. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. All right, the next card you have is your past energy. So over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout childhood, and you have the World. The World card is a completion. This cycle is coming to an end. Gemini, really right now, I don't feel like this X energy is coming in. I feel like if it did come in, you would tolerate it because you're feeling loving, because you're feeling compassionate. You would tolerate it to the sense that you would communicate, not that you would break what you're building, not that you would break this new foundation, not that you would move off from these goals and stop your chariot to let somebody on who's not worthy. And I'm not saying you're conceited and like, oh, I'm above them. It's not that. You're just vibrationally rolling higher, and maybe for them, they're stuck in a rut. And for a lot of them, they put themselves there. So you can only feel sorry for so long, and then you go, you screwed your own pooch, so sorry. And that sounded weird, but you know what I mean. All right, so the world is again a first completion or a major completion, and it's also like accomplishments and success. So what I'm finding the most with this is this being your distant past. I feel like this is somebody who cycled in and out of your life continuously, or it's a love cycle that you've had continuously, constantly liking, the person who puts you down, constantly making excuses for somebody else's behavior. And the world is saying, no. The universe is bringing this up this month saying, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done. Whether this is this person that you've been thinking about, that you've been dealing with, that you're not talking to, that you're not with anymore, or just cycles of repetitive relationships that end in the same direction. I feel like this is because Gemini is finally going, what the hell have I been doing? Like, I'm doing the same thing over and over. It's the definition of insanity. Continuing to do the same thing, or allowing people to treat me a certain way, or not finding what I need, my goals, not entrusting myself to go after what I want, and then allowing the universe to step in and say, oh, okay, Gemini, you figured out where you're supposed to be. You figured out what's good for you. Now, let me place somebody near you, or now let me introduce you. The world is a final completion. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is definitely a completion. And cross watchers, you can get all mad, and that's fine. But the thing is, time is irrelevant right now, right? Because it's not a first, or it's not, I keep saying first completion because this goes into the cycle of the Fool, which is a new beginning. So I feel like it's a first completion to head into your new cycle. If I could say it that way, that may sound a little better. The world, again, is just a completion. And I think you've decided to end the cycle. I'm not saying you won't get back together with this person. Again, I did say you might be compassionate enough to entertain them, but they are not your whole world anymore. That's the whole point. The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past 2 weeks, past month or two, and that makes sense. 10 of Swords, okay? 10 of Swords, I'm done. Finito. Gone. Goodbye. Now, this is also tragedy, loss, endings. This could be illness too. So for some of you, maybe somebody in your family, or, you, or whatever. I don't even want to get into that aspect because there's so many energies that come in when this pop up. I get people, grandparent, I get all sorts of stuff. So let's just not even go there. But the 10 of Swords is an ending, kind of like the world. The world is a completion. This is an ending, but this is a tragedy. This is a sadness of, I didn't expect this, or I didn't see this 10 years ago. I didn't see this. Now I see it. Now I know it's necessary. And Gemini, I feel like a lot of you ended it. I'm sure there's going to be people who are like, no, they ended it. Like, trust me, no. They brought this on. But I feel like it's behaviors on their part that you finally, like, maybe maybe they cheated before. Maybe they lied about something before. And this is like the last straw. It broke the camel's back. And this is an ending right now. I'm done. So sorry, cross watchers, but I feel like if you were going to earn Gemini's respect, trust, etc. back, it's going to take some big, this is going to take more than just a, hey, WYD text. The next card you have is your distant future. You have the 10 of Cups. You have 2 10s here, a really not very happy 10, and then an extraordinary 10. So I feel like a lot of you, Gemini, I'm being told ditch this situation, which doesn't feel very nice, but it feels like it's necessary. I feel like if you keep in your mindset that this is over and it's not coming back, then the chance of you guys restarting on something new might be greater. Because a lot of people, they end it, but then they leave the door open just a little bit, right? They leave that little sliver of the window open so that somebody can come back in. And that's not ending it. That's not completing the cycle. That's not saying, I will no longer tolerate this. And I feel like, Gemini, you're ready. You're doing that. You're like ending the cycle for a new one to come in. Because the 10 of Cups is joy, peace, family. That's what you want. That's abundance. That's what you've wanted this whole time. So go for it. Now, I'm not saying it can't be with this person, but right now you've had to completely cut that cord. For some of you, that was extremely hard because it was a karmic connection or it was some sort of soulmate connection. But you're saying, no, I refuse to do this anymore. Gemini is refusing to do this anymore. And I don't blame you. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks, and you have throughout December, and you have Temperance, which Sagittarius' card. You could be dealing with a Sag, but Temperance is about patience, balance, moderation. I feel like this is how you're going to approach the end of the year and coming into the new year. Just be patient. God, the universe, whatever you believe in has a plan, and you finally know it, and you finally accepted it, and you're finally just this Empress, very, I will listen, I will see the signs, I know you're taking care of me, I know you're here for me. I got it. The universe has my back. I got it. Temperance is saying slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, and you get it. Moderation and everything. No drama, no craziness, no nothing. I just get this all of a sudden, this very calm, cool, collected, like Gemini is not trying to control anything. Gemini is not having any expectations. I'm trusting in what is supposed to be. The next card you have is anything tangible throughout the month. Could be the beginning, middle, end, last a day, a week, and you have Strength. Very similar to Temperance. This is Leo's card, so you could be dealing with a Leo, but Strength is also about patience, but also about strength. The Strength card is knowing, standing your ground, knowing that the decisions you're making now for Gemini and Gemini's future and Gemini's love life, you're feeling very stable and grounded about these decisions, and you are not going back to whatever this was that you, and I say you aloud because I always use that, first time shame on you, second time shame on me, because we allow people to overstay their welcome. And you are standing your ground this month saying, that is not happening. Not happening. If you want to talk to me, sure, I'll be this Empress I'm fine having a conversation with you, but I'm not going back to drama. I'm not going back to pointing fingers. I'm not going back to lies. I'm not going back. My feet are stuck firmly on the ground and they're not moving until it feels right. The next card you have is anything you're going to feel throughout the month. Could be the beginning, middle, end. Don't let this get you. Don't do this. This is the self, ooh, am I making the right decision? Am I being too firm? Are my feet stuck too? No. Don't. Just stop. Don't second guess yourself. Trust your gut. Go with it. The Five of Swords is a fear of victory. It's dishonor. It's basically somebody telling you something they think you want to hear, and you realize it's all bullshit. And the Five of Swords is what you're worried about. This is what's going to be on your mind. Like, if they communicate with me, are they telling the truth? Maybe they are communicating with you right now. Are they telling the truth? You don't need to worry about that because your feet are planted firm and you're moving forward. It doesn't matter. They're going to have to show you. And I'm telling you, they're going to have to show you big time. This is no longer they can text you, hey, how you doing? This does not apply there anymore. This is, they've grown up, they've matured, they can come to you and tell you exactly what they see, exactly how they feel. No more games, no more, ring around the rosy, no more no, we're not worrying about this. Whether they're being genuine or not, if you don't feel like they are, you're not going to worry about it because you are planted firmly and you know what you want, what you feel, and you're not going back to the craziness. The next card you have are your hopes and fears to the outcome of the month, and you have the Knight of Swords. Now, again, hopes and fears, not that it's going to happen, but here's the thing. The Knight of Swords is somebody who's ready to have a conversation, but not necessarily a very nice one. This is like hostility. But what's interesting, Gemini, is I feel like this is them. I feel like they're going, but why aren't you talking to me? But why aren't we having a conversation about this? But what's going on? I mean, Gemini, don't you love me? I'm so angry. I feel like this is their angst coming in. You've come to terms with this. You're moving on. You're fine with going on your own path and making your own goals. You want this, not this. And I just don't sense that they're okay with it. But again, that's their problem. That is not your problem. The next card is the outcome, and that's exactly what you need, and you deserve it, and do that through December. You have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is rest, recuperation, relaxation. This is an exhausting situation. You've been through hell and back with that 10 of Swords. Give yourself some time to rest. Give yourself some time to relax. It's all about you. This is you month. It's all about utivation, right? Instead of motivation, it's utivation, because this is all about you and your utivation. And there you go. Then you have the Knight of Cups, which is clarifying your outcome. The Knight of Cups is romance. Ooh. Look at that. The Knight of Cups is romance. The Knight of Cups is whimsy. Come on, Gemini. There's somebody out there who would knock your socks off romantically, love-wise, make you feel good, build up your confidence. What are you doing with this other person that tears you down, brings you down to this level? What are you doing? Yes, I know you love them. Yes, I know there's a karmic connection. Yes, could this possibly be them coming in? Yes. Do I feel like there's going to be other people who come in first? Yes. I feel like, Gemini, somebody's going to come in and kind of like woo you. I don't know that you're ready. I don't know that you've completely given up on this ex. I think this is more of a blockage period. I think this is more of a proving that you know that you can do this, that you can survive and thrive on your own. And you don't need anybody to confirm that for you. You know this. You know what you deserve. You know you can handle your own. So you know what? It's that old saying, and it's terrible. I'm sure somebody's going to complain about me saying this, but it's that old saying of like, you know, to get over somebody, you got to get under somebody or whatever. And I know that's kind of like me. Thanks a lot. Like that's kind of, but hey, to each his own. Like there's nothing wrong with having somebody make you feel good. There's nothing wrong with having, you know, a lover or somebody who enjoys your company and you enjoy their company. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So why it's such a taboo subject? Who gives a crap? And this could just be somebody's nice and says, hey, you want to go on a date? And you're like, yes, please, and thank you. Then you have the Moon clarifying this as well. Now the Moon is a card where it's like, you're not quite sure. It's also Pisces card. You have 2 water cards here. So I feel, and more water cards. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, because you have Pisces and Cancer showing up here and then all the water cards. But the Moon is saying, look, whoa, you had a lot come out and then you have this come out. The Moon is saying, look, you don't know what lies ahead. I always use the same example. You know, you're walking through the woods. The only light is the moon. You don't know what's in front of you. You see a giant object and you're thinking, man, that could be a giant bear that could eat my feet, or that could be a giant rock, and I have no idea. You don't know. But instead of being scared like you used to be, Gemini, oh, I got to control this. I got to know what's going on. Are we getting back together? Are we not? You're not there anymore. The Moon is saying, look, you may not know what the future holds, but roll with it. Like I keep hearing this, roll with the punches. Ooh, I just got chills. Like seriously, roll with the punches. Don't stop worrying so much, Gemini. All right. When I pulled this, I said, oh no, look at that. 10 of Cups. Again, joy, peace, family, together. 2 10s. You could be seeing 10-10 a lot, you know, whatever. But at the same point, it doesn't matter if you and this person are getting back together. I have a strong feeling for some of you, there's going to be some sort of reconnection at some point. I feel like right now it's just you're having some fun, which is good. But whatever's coming towards you, either with this person or without, is pure bliss. It's pure pleasure. Like this is your time. And I just think it's because you finally are starting to realize, I need to drop this person. Like, what am I doing? I've left this door open. No, now I'm shutting it. There's that ending. There's that tragedy. Scream into your freaking pillow for the next 2 nights and then get over it and be like, you know what? I've got this. And every day wake up stronger and stronger and stronger. Even if it's one day, oh my, I don't have that nasty stomach. Like, what are they up to anymore? Or the next day, oh my gosh, I saw that and I smiled and I laughed really hard. Whatever it is for you, Gemini, you're overcoming a lot. Now, your final card here, clarifying the outcome of these 2 beautiful 10s, is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is pragmatic, responsible, but also aspiring. So Gemini, you're at the point in your life where you're making decisions. You're moving forward. You're making things happen. You are no longer waiting to see what somebody else is doing. You're no longer waiting. You don't have a care in whatever anybody else is doing, including like people who tell you, like friends, oh, you should do this. No. I don't care what you have to say. Gemini is doing what Gemini wants to do. I'm being pragmatic. I'm being responsible. I'm taking care of business, but I'm also aspiring for something great. And you're either on the chariot with me or you're not. That applies to friends, family, kids, you name it. You're on this chariot. You deserve to go in a direction. And I'm talking about grown kids, don't get me wrong. But like, because I already saw the comment of somebody going, my kids are 5, and you get what I mean. Like, this chariot is moving, you're moving forward, you're leading the way, and you choose who gets to ride on the chariot with you. And if somebody doesn't like the way you're living your life, or somebody doesn't like it's none of their business. And Gemini is tired of worrying about what everybody else thinks. Now it's time for Gemini to get the joy, the peace, the family, the happiness, the forever, whatever they want that makes you happy. This is your time. And I think you know it. And I think the momentum is building up for the end of the year. So congrats, Gemini, because you're going places.